Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we're going to be going over a potential existential crisis for the dropshipping realm. And it's definitely a video that you're going to want to tune into because we're going to not only talk about the problems, but we're also going to talk about the solutions. So hopefully that eases your mind from these gloomy titles. I don't think I'm the first one to make a title like this. Certainly not going to be the last. So make sure that you are paying attention because this is important. So let's get right into it. If you see my screen, which you probably have been seeing it this whole time because I'm actually traveling right now, and I got the travel set up. I'm on Temu or Timu, whatever you want to call it. Honestly, I think it's Timu, but yeah, this site is kind of crazy. I don't know if you guys have been tuned into what this is, but it's basically a Chinese site that is catering to the US. It's almost like China's way to compete with Amazon. And it's problematic for dropshippers because they got all the products that all the dropshippers regularly sell, but for like a quarter of the price and with relatively fast shipping. I've tested it out myself. I've ordered a few things from Timu and it is quite fast, all things considered, right? Fast, I'm talking about like 7 days. But this is only going to get faster. And the thing is, they're giving out insane discounts. But that's just not even the biggest thing that I wanted to share with you. What I wanted to share with you is this right here. Look at the amount of ads that Timu is driving right now. They have over 10,000 different results. I've never seen something like this. This is the most ads that I've ever seen any business run. And it just tells you these guys are really burning some money, like trying to take over the market. Now, currently, if you want to know where I'm traveling, I'm actually at the Alibaba US convention. It's the first time they've ever done something like this. So this is what kind of sparked the idea for this video. Let me show you the room they hooked me up with. It's kind of nice. Got a pretty dope view. But ultimately, I wanted to just talk about this briefly because Alibaba is popping off. They got crazy bags also. They're blowing money. I mean, they hooked me up with a room at this place. They hooked other people up with a room at this place. They're throwing this huge event. And it's really because they're starting to cater to the US market. And this is just like a thing that I'm seeing a lot with Chinese sellers as well. So this is obviously problematic, right? The Chinese sellers are becoming the dropshippers. They realize, wait, we have all the means of production. We have everything. We control the supply chain. Let's just start running it up ourselves, right? So obviously this is like a generalization. Of course, dropshipping is not going anywhere. You're still going to be able to dropship products, sell things directly from China. Nothing is really changing. In fact, if anything, in my opinion, this just makes it kind of facilitates the idea of shipping things directly from China. But how can you avoid actually getting screwed by brands like this, right? By Timu, by Alibaba, and all these sellers that are going to start popping off just directly from China and are going to start eating your lunch? Well, basically, the answer is actually really simple, and it's the same answer that I've had for the past few years because I've been seeing this happening, and I'm not going to say I predicted this because I didn't, but I've been just observing. You guys know, I mean, I make videos every day. I'm always tapped into everything that's going on in the world when it comes to e-commerce, and I've been seeing this happening. So the solution is to build a brand. So this has always been the solution. To me, what's happening more and more is this sort of general store idea is just becoming harder to pull off. It requires more money to pull off successfully, as opposed to actually, being an asset like it used to be. You used to be able to create a general store kind of like Timu and get away with it. Now, of course, it's harder because the competition is just crazy. But what that does mean is that people will be looking for brands and people always want to support brands. So this strategy that I've always approached has always been to just try to find unique products to the marketplace and just be the best at that thing, right? Be the best at that particular niche or product. And that's not changing, right? So I still believe that dropshipping will continue to be one of the best business models for a beginner to start a business for a very long time, probably forever, because it's just so seamless. It's so much less risk than having to invest a ton of money in inventory. And I think ultimately the principles that you learn when you approach a business this way are so valuable because even if you're not building a dropshipping business, just the idea of building a lean business from the beginning and reducing your risk as much as possible to get proof of concept, to actually prove that people want to buy whatever it is you want to sell. That's powerful, man. That's so powerful. Gone are the days where you should spend $10,000 to start up a business. In the 70s, you had to go to a bank and say, hey, I need $20,000 to start my business. And they would give it to you. But still, like, that's crazy risky. Now, with $500 in a Wi-Fi connection, you can literally start a massive brand from just your dorm room if you're in college even. So that's really the solution here, is to actually build a brand. I mean, and you can do that easily with Shopify. I always link Shopify in the description because they have this incredible $1 a month deal. And somehow still some of you guys are not taking advantage of it. I literally have so many stores that I've started through this deal. I don't know when it's going to go away, so just use it right now. You could literally create a brand that looks just like this. So that's going to be the way that you compete against these giants, is just by focusing in, right? Like once you're, test products, of course, but once you find the thing that works, go all in on it for some time and build a brand around it, become the authority figure for that product. That's how you compete. And what's great about that too is that you may think, well, you can't really price match prices like this, right? But actually, you can in the future as you build more organic marketing, for example, for your business. You actually can reduce your price and still be able to get big margins overall on your business through not having to spend as much money on advertising. So it's all sort of a mathematical equation to me. It's sort of like, how much am I spending on paid? How much am I spending on organic efforts, right? Which is usually just labor, so that does cost money. And that's going to equal like basically your blended return on ad spend. And honestly, what I find is like the more you increase your organic presence, the bigger your return on ad spend will be with the same amount of spend on paid media. So this is what we do at Akemi, which is my company. And all of this research and stuff that I'm talking about is all things that we discuss in detail in the Akemi Lab. The Akemi Lab is basically like a group of scientists that are just constantly trying to figure out the latest trends and the latest things that you need to know in order to stay on top of your e-commerce business. We finally got our first official 5-star review here at the bottom from Andrew. We had a live call yesterday that we did with the whole squad. We answered all questions and just talked about some really interesting stuff. Even I learned some things from some of the community members. So I strongly suggest you join. I would love to have you join and just see this business thrive. But hopefully this video didn't scare you too much, but hopefully it also gave you like a perspective change to actually building your business with dropshipping. Because again, it's never really been sustainable to build a business like Timu or AliExpress and try to compete with them. But it always has been a great idea to just take these niche products or special products that nobody's really selling or that not a ton of people are selling, that are unique to the marketplace, and build a brand around it, capitalize on it as much as you can, and maybe sell your business or grow it into something bigger and bigger as you build your audience, as you build your fan base and community. But that's really about it. I'm having fun at this event. I'll let y'all know how it all goes and if I find some interesting new winning products. And that's it. See ya.